Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Suvos, page 38, which continues to discuss the concept of kanas, a penalty. Sometimes we find that the Torah places upon oneself the obligation to pay mammon, the monetary value of the damage that you caused. So therefore, for example, if a person would steal something from an individual in a public fashion, just grab it from them, so the law is that you have to return that which you stole. And that's it. You have to pay back exactly what you stole. And that's very logical because you took away something, so you should give it back. But there's sometimes the Torah actually says that you have to pay back even more, which is called a kanas, a penalty. And the question is why? In fact, the Talmud here tells us that if a person commits the terrible, terrible crime of rape, the Torah tells us if this is a girl who is a naira, which is a young woman, and she was actually engaged, so if a person who did this is considered, according to Jewish law, as a capital offense. And in fact, the crime is on the highest level, and they get the most severe death penalty. But interestingly enough, even though typically we say that if this individual commits a crime in which there's a death penalty, that he should not have to pay also if something happened at the same time. So the law of a person who is engaged of being onus mafata, a woman who seduces or rapes a woman, there is a financial penalty of which is 50 shkalim, which was a very absorbent amount of money that had to be paid by this man who committed this crime. So on this, there is actually an opinion that says we don't even care if this person committed such a terrible crime. Not only are we going to sentence him to death, but we're also going to make sure that before he dies, that he has this money paid as well. Which teaches us the significance, obviously, and the seriousness the Torah takes upon when it comes to the horrific, violent act of rape. That the Torah considers it as a capital offense in this regard, in this situation. And the idea of not only the death penalty, but also making this person pay, the significance of why the Torah does this, and capital offense, and capital crime, capital punishment in general, is because of the words the Torah often says, that we want this to be a deterrent. We want people to know that there are significant and severe consequences and punishments for a person who commits such terrible crimes. And we hope that once a person realizes this, they'll come to their senses and they will never come to commit such a crime. And if they do, this will be their punishment, and other people will learn from it and remember that it will never, hopefully, be done again in the world.